Hi there, I'm Eugene Simon and I play Jerome.
Hello, I'm Nathalia Ramos and I play Nina.
I'm Burkely Duffield and I play Eddie.
I'm Anna Mulvoyten and I play Amber.
And you're on oceanUP.
Well, whereas season 1, it kind of left up, it looked like the whole mystery had been wrapped up and everything was closed and finished and we were all back to normal. Turns out that's not quite how things go. And so this whole new mystery starts developing. The stakes are all much higher, I think we can all agree on. There's more drama, more mystery, more romance, more everything. It's just a whole new level and lots of new characters.
I was going to say, I mean, not being in the first season, there's a lot more from it that I've watched and then now part of it. I mean, there's new characters and then as Nat says, there's a lot more of everything.
I mean, we shot for twice as long as we did last time.
Oh, yeah.
So even that, we have twice as many episodes.
And in terms of the filming that we have going on at the moment, now that we have 90 episodes that are going to be released, you know, we had loads more time to spend on set and a huge change in sort of the amount of sort of cameras that we'd be using on set. The whole magnitude of it as a cast and a crew was really increased as well.
Well, there's a couple new characters. I'm one of them, and I'm Eddie, so I'm sort of the new rebel bad kid that sort of comes to the show and comes to the house, starts to stir up trouble with most of the characters at the beginning, and then eventually I sort of find my niche in the group and, you know, get closer relations with some characters and make some enemies with others. So it's definitely a kind of thing that you have to watch in the season and sort of see where I end up.
And we've got a few characters that come in who are sort of very frequent characters that appear. For example, Jasper, who works in the Frobisher Library, and then you've also got Vera, who's going to be popping in. So you've got to be sure to keep an eye on these characters because they get more and more untrustworthy and suspicious as time goes on.
And if you thought Rufus was bad,
yes,
you have
a lot in store for you.
Yeah.
We have new baddies.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, all the time.
When Nat had to do her scene in the play back in season 1, you had to do your English accent. I was going, this is so surreal.
I was so embarrassed. But
no, that
it's
was
funny.
good.
It's I'm kind of like because all the writers, of course, are English. So oftentimes I'm kind of the double checker. So if there's something that I kind of step in. I'll be like, people in America aren't going to understand that. You should just change. We don't use that word.
Yeah, and then we'll be like, no, we don't say it like that. We're not saying it like that.
Like sort of sweets becomes candy, or you know, silly sausage becomes.
I remember there was a line that they said transfer, and I'm like, what's a transfer? And they said, you know, temporary tattoo. I'm like, okay, call it a temporary tattoo. We don't know what a transfer is. No one in America is going to understand. So it's caused some controversy.
Yeah, it's definitely.
And then the English people, of course, are like, well, I'm not going to say that. It sounds stupid because I don't speak like that.
Yeah, garbage. You know? We don't say garbage. It's rubbish. And they were making me say garbage. I've never said the word garbage in my life.
Vacation.
Vacation. It's a holiday. It's not a vacation.
Holiday.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah, so with that does cause a little bit of, because it's like, we need America to understand, but then I've never said that word in my life. I don't even know what that means.
You learn a lot though.
Yeah.
You learn a lot.
Yeah.
You learn about, we've learned some British things.
Yeah, it kind of
which goes into our
too.
language too, so I know I could be saying some sort of Britishisms that I picked up on the way back.
You nearly said boot today, when in fact it's trunk.
So the trunk.
Yeah, things like that.
So,
there you go.
But the thing is, there is actually a very distinct difference between chips and fries. They're two completely different things, whereas chips are fat, right? And then fries are thin. We just call them all the same thing, but there's actually a difference. So,
if you say to me, I want burger and fries, I'm presuming you're going to give me some.
So then crisps are like
potato chips. We call those chips.
We say chips.
Yeah.
So
that's why I get confused too. It's
and when they say chips, I'm like, you want a packet of chips? What?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, from what you'll see later on, there are things that actually are alive down there, as a lot of the guys will have Sabuna will have experienced. Crawling through a certain tunnel, I believe they're alive, but there are things that are going to be living down there.
And there's definitely some supernatural forces.
There's more supernatural things in season 2.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's got bigger.
The whole underneath of the school had to be designed.
So there's so much. It's basically season 2 is just an extension of season 1, but just so much more. And even as we were reading the scripts, we were like, oh my gosh, this is insane.
We were excited.
Kind of hard to visualize. When you do it,
Oh yeah, I was going to say we were excited from block to block, seeing how much more really we get to do with the season.
Because if you've seen House of Anubis, the whole school, it's pretty big anyway. All our dorms and the living room and everything, and then we have a whole underground of that whole section. There are underground.
And I mean, you're going down about 3 floors into the earth, so it's there's a lot of it to create.
It's really great.
That was so funny, but anyway.
I was suspended from a wire, flying around the set. It was really, really fun until I fell and landed on a crash mat, but landed with my dress all the way up, so it was
in a contained environment.
Fortunately, they deleted the footage. Everything's fine. I had a little bit of a wardrobe malfunction. It's all okay now. But
luckily, this was the day that pretty much the entire cast were.
Yeah,
so you avoided that event.
So all the boys were gone, except for a crew of 30 men. But anyway.
But you know.
We finished.
Yeah, we're done now. But Anna, go ahead. What was your favourite?
Mine was the very last one. It's always the most exciting because everything, all the mysteries and all the loose ends come together, and so it's always the most dramatic. There's always 10 million things going on, and like one baddie's coming through one door and the other one's coming, and how are we going to save the day? And are we going to save the day? Are we going to die? Who's good? Who's bad? That always comes down to that in Anubis. You just don't know who to trust. And at some point, you've got to trust someone because otherwise, you're not going to solve it. And
that was your last day as well. So as the schedule is in House of Anubis, you have to really keep things going. But we were literally pushing to get everything done. So obviously, the excitement that we had to get to finish shooting was put onto screen.
I had one take,
to really move.
One take to do my last shot of the whole thing because I needed to get on a plane, and the director just said, "You've got to do this in one take." And so I just.
But it came out great.
You just have to do it, and it was really great in the end. But it was kind of exciting knowing you've only got one chance to get it right.
Oh yeah,
it's kind of cool.
How about you, Bo?
No, I was completely. I think me and Nat would agree as well. The last scene, I mean, that's where everything everything's heightened up to this one moment where it just goes for the big climax of the whole show.
I can't wait for everyone to see it.
Absolutely, I can't wait.
Big surprise.
Oh yeah,
it's shocking.
Definitely.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
We were shocked.
Yeah, when we read it, going, exactly.
Yeah. My favourite scene. Do you know what I really enjoyed doing was my scenes in the Frobisher Library. I had a few scenes to do with Jasper, and just some of the stuff that Jerome and Jasper have to do as a pair is incredibly it's actually quite fear-inspiring. So with regard to Jerome and Jasper, be sure to look out because he is a very, very suspicious character, as the episodes later on will show you.
Free time?
Yeah.
We don't really get that much free time because we work from 7 AM to 7 PM most days.
It's a lot of work, but I mean,
with the time that we do have off there, even if it's like 20 minutes, what usually happens is you step off the studio and you go back to just sort of relax, either in the green room or wherever. But you have a lot of time, I find, to sort of relax with the crew, and it's very hard to kind of describe the kind of people who you haven't really actually met because they are such a fantastic bunch of people.
Yeah.
They really, I mean, you're with these people for 6 months, so I mean, when we have time off or time even outside set, we're always hanging with each other. I mean, we're friends on and off set. The crew, we're friends with them on and off. It's really great.
Yeah, we just hang out,
Yeah, we all just get together, chill out, go to movies, go eat. So it's,
Catering is amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
He'll answer that.
Yeah, it was good. No, it is. It's good.
Yeah, it was
good food.
My favourite ones wasn't my line, but it was when Eddie comes to Anubis for the first time, and him and Patricia have they have this thing going on that it's like a love-hate straight away, and Patricia says to Eddie, she goes, "Oh no, not another American whose only reference to the UK is Harry Potter." And I just thought that was hilarious because they have
so because I call her Hermione at one point, and then that just sends her on a tangent.
Yeah, and they just hate each other, but they kind of love each other.
Yeah.
One of my favourite lines was actually when, which has just come out now, which is when Amber is blinded. and comes in. Yeah, that's already coming out.
It already came out?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, see, I'll do that again, but...
Sorry.
That's okay. One of the favourite lines I had is when Amber is blinded. It's just literally just come out of the chambers below and walks into the dining room and sits on Jerome's knee, and Jerome just... All I do is just go, "Good morning," and that's the only line. Amber starts going, "What?" Grab my face like, "Oh, well, can't a friend sit on another friend's knee?" And Jerome's just going, no.
That was so funny because I actually had to be blind for that, but I was wearing sunglasses, so I decided to do the scene with my eyes closed so that it was genuine. And so I did sit down with my eyes closed, sat on his knee with my eyes closed, and then I had to try and get breakfast, and they were really mean. The crew switched up the bowls on the table so I couldn't see, and so I put my hand in a plate of baked beans. Instead, it was meant to be corn. It was meant to be cereal, and I'd done it before, and I'd put my hand in the cereal to put it on my plate, and then I put my hand in this bowl, and I just had beans on my hand. So that was one of the funny things they do that I got hit by. It wasn't that funny for me, but. Yeah, we laugh a lot.
All the time.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think when you're working so hard, by the end of the day, you kind of get a little delirious and silly.
Yeah.
Like, I had my 5 p.m. silly moments.
Every day.
Every day. And you just get, and Jade laughs all the time. Once she starts laughing, you just can't stop. We were shooting one scene, it was on location, we were outside, and we had to, it was like with this massive tree, and we had to like push the tree down. Yeah. And Jade, the director wanted us to improvise, so Jade was like, "Oh, we're rubbish," and said something really funny, and it wasn't even that funny.
It wasn't even that funny.
She has this infectious laughter that once she starts, the rest of us, it's done.